Yeah, jobs, everything, they're all done. I'll do some other stuff soon. Okay, so this next video is on basically what happens with the brain with stress. So when your brain's stressed of any kind, it sends a message down through the spinal cord, thereby activating norepinephrine, noradrenaline. Will then switch on cortisol. Cortisol will then release histamine basically into the gut and the intestinal tracts, making them the permeability of them weaker. Your mast cells actually become tighter, so you become more stressed, so the body's pumping out everything it can to try and get rid of the stress. So this is why people get something called leaky gut syndrome when they don't even actually have it. So, being in control of your stress, putting things in place, like using things like L-glutamine, lots of green veggies, and quercetin, which is spelled Quercetin, which is very good for helping to tighten up the tight junction protein cells in the intestinal tract. And there's nothing wrong with that. Take too many at a time, it can sort of almost stop you from going. But it works extremely well. Because at the same time, when the body has a stress, something needs to be put back in or something needs to be resolved to stop that, but you can still put something in to help alleviate that. It works just as efficiently, because it's like something being under stress of, say, you're bleeding. You give it a band-aid and it stops bleeding, and then you keep taking that band-aid for a while and then it heals. It's like any process. So we forget how much, because what will happen is the brain will switch on the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic area, which is your stress area, and that'll just keep switching on more norepinephrine, more noradrenaline, and then drive your heart rate up, drive your adrenal glands, drive your cortisol, push all the histamine through, make you feel pretty shit. So list can go on. So yeah, sure, a lot of stuff can be up in the head, but if you have depression, anxiety disorders, things like this, and things aren't being resolved, things like that can increase just in general, and you have to be very aware of it. You have to even know how to apply it just to keep it under control. So yeah, the list goes on. Won't make this too long again. Yeah, and you've got to make sure you have a proper exchange between soluble and insoluble. The gas and the water exchanges of the right type of food, so soluble and insoluble water, and some mush to go through. Otherwise things just go through too runny. The idea is for the body to take things through slow with the right stuff. So like a bit of rice and protein together goes great. Like fruits with fruits with even salad. I mean, they're always fine. You can even do fruits with some proteins. That works. Some chicken, maybe some good quality turkey. Salads, I mean, any type of a grain, wheat and all that stuff, and milk. I mean, why bother taking it? It's all alien stuff. You don't need it. The only time you ever need that stuff is when it comes from your mum, because it's got everything you have for a certain point. Then out in the real world, you use the other stuff to grow your body. I mean, it's that simple. So everyone taking all these baby formulas full of crap. Won't even go into that. And people just taking milk in general, mixing it with oats. If you want to inflame and bloat and cause colon disease and a bunch of other things, even ulcerative colitis and leaky gut stuff, take things like that, do that. There's a lot out there on the internet that says this, says that, but if you don't know and haven't got the science, well then, and everyone's different, everyone's going to respond totally different to something that you don't. So you can try it, but if your body says doesn't like it, I wouldn't stick to it. You just got to think, just simple, anything that runs on the ground, grows out of the ground, comes off a tree, it's that simple. Why would you have anything else? You'll just do more damage than you even realise. Yeah, so okay.